Alright, good morning, good day. This is the African Crypto Warlord show. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to have a macro look at BTC. And we're just going to see what the situation is. We have some 7-day Laplace distribution cones on, which will make for a very interesting observation. And then from there we're going to drop it down and we're going to look for ranges to the top side of the 7-day cone and the bottom side of the two bands we're stuck in. So I'm going to start from the 21-day and I'm going to work my way down to the 5-minute. Alright, so just like everyone else's indicators, because we have a big dildo here, let's just rip through, at least on the 21-day, majority of shit's going to be pointing up. Okay, now what do we want to look for? We want to make sure that volatility doesn't start contracting, because if it doesn't, we get negative drift out of here, which puts on a lower high. So bear div. Alright, you'll catch it again when it gets failed. So that's on the 21-day. That's what you want to look out for. What do you have to see to have this continue up into any one of these stupid targets? Let's just call the bottom of the wick here, $33,000. All right, you're going to need some positive drift in the book or this expansion. This expansion needs some follow through. As you can see on the 21-day, we have 11 hours left until a new one is printed, and we are at a doji. All right. So let's jump down to the 14-day. The general idea being is a 21-day mean is 26, okay, we'll just call it $27,000. So that's an initial upside target for this. If it holds above 27 grand, well then you can expect it to go test 39 grand. If it fails below 27 grand, you can expect it to come down and touch 15,705. That's like 3-4 quarters. I mean, not 3-4 quarters. That's like 3 or 4 candles out. So that's one quarter at least worth of range. We have to make sure. Okay, so same thing here. This means a little higher, 28.22. So expansion, we're having initial contraction come in. That's all right. We have some big candles. It's going to be hard. We have mean reverting here. We actually have a clean signal here on the 14-day. So if this just keeps its posture above this big candle close over here, this guy is going to naturally push the bots on the algos to flip long, okay, for a longer term trend. Let me just do this. Every time it's green, it pumps. You can see goes zoop over here, green. When it goes red, it's quite bearish. So over here is red is quite bearish. And then pretty much for the first time since Friday 05 November 21, this thing's going bullish. So that's a good sign if you are a bull, alright, and if you're a long-term investor. Now, let's go drop it onto the 7-day and get surgical. So what can we see here? As we stated previously, we know that this range here, where the longer-term bear cycle is getting now nailed by the young bull, alright, this is going to be a level of contention, and we have a random distribution level here that tells us we can wick into this. So this is a target, 19,720. Alright, we know Bitcoin is crazy, so this won't leave my book until we start closing candles above 23, let me be kind, $23,340. Okay, so this is more than likely the top of wick structure for what we've pulled out from here. Okay, as we previously stated with these bands, we knew that we're going to come up into this region and we have the opportunity to set in a bear div. What stops that bear div from being set? When you start holding candles above this Laplace distribution level, right? Okay, how do you sink the bear div so that it goes down again? You start closing candles below this, but it must come a little closer, wick into it, fool everyone, and then start going back down for this target. Alright, so let's not catch a lot of euphoria. We have the opportunity for 25.025 because that's just a previous breakdown region, and we haven't fully finished our, from that breakdown to this breakdown, we haven't fully finished the variance that came off of that, and that comes in at the top of here, 23,870. Okay, so 23,870 region is going to be a target for contention. Let's see what is supporting our data. Okay, let's go to the 7-day. Let's crack that back. Now, we currently have an outlier event that is occurring, but we haven't hit the Laplace distribution band. So this might go a little sideways for a bit of a moment. The sell comes when my red flash stops flashing, and when this mean reverts to the downside. We have outliers here, but I do feel we're going to have some flushes to the upside, because this is outliers and a random point to me. We ain't done yet. Given we have, gotta click here. Given we have a mean also around about here, 24,673, there's telling me there's a lot of waiting to pull this thing all the way out of here to not touch the mean. To me is stupid. Okay. So 5 day. Now, how do you get to that mean? Even though everything is saying down. Like, let's just say the RO is saying down, my longer trendies, my chicken trendies are saying down. These guys are starting to also say down. Well, not down, just positive returns. The up candles are going to get smaller when you see this falling over. So the 5 day is what is going to pretty much sink this. So it starts holding candles above 22,395. That's going to set up the 5 day for a longer term trend. Why do I say this? Because it gives volatility the opportunity to contract on a mean. Okay, and if it doesn't fail the mean, then the positive drift, which is the next best phase that comes off the 5 day, contraction and volatility, that's currently sideways. So if it's sideways above the mean, you can expect bull divs on slower term time frames. We'll get there. But contraction on this high time frame is telling me sideways. So the next best thing is this cloud to crack negative correlation under volatility contraction. And then we have positive drift. Okay, so it's now the positive drift is something that breaks through those longer term levels. The expansion sends us into these huge candles, right? Expansion and volatility are these big long candles. The contraction is what grinds through bear squeezes, bull squeezes, whatever you want to call it. So there you go. There's a general long-term target, 22,395. You hold above there, we can expect this mean reversion to be denied and have a hidden bull div come off of it on the 5 day. That's going to be very powerful. Okay, let's not get too carried away with that bullshit and see what we have here. So this is our 3 day, perfect. 2 days and 12 hours till printing. That's perfectly fine. What can we observe on the 3 day? What we can see here on the 3 days, we've literally come up, smoked our reverse wave trend, and we're now moving into volatility contraction. So we got the distance, and now it's going to be very hard for even this bear div to dump through. So if we remember that previous target at 22,360, we can immediately see that this has to push through 22,360 for continuation, which is going to be hard because there's going to be 3 day bots and algos with positive drift buying it up at that region. So point of contention. What can we see here? Perfect. Oh my God. Bitcoin looks like it can fucking launch itself to the moon over here. Alright, so this is the coolest shit to observe right now, what we're going to be observing here. So we have 12 hours, 11 hours and 12 minutes before the daily closes, right? So we've literally had this whole pump. Let me make this big. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This whole pump up here from, let's say, $20,600 to, we'll just call it where we are now, to $22,853. That whole phase was done under contraction. So we pop back to the 3 day, yeah? And that is exactly what we're going to be expecting if we hold above 22,360. Oh, I shouldn't have done it like that. Shit. Okay, got slow internet. I think this is the 3 day. There's a 3 day. Okay, so 3 days, the same thing, right? You move into contraction and you can just see it. Just starts holding above 23,420. Let's just smash the bottom if it does. Then you know, cool, she's getting ready to send. If it obviously starts closing below that orange line, you're going to have all these lower term time frames start to tick in. Okay, so the 24 hours looking hella bullish for at least the next 3 days. Okay, so now we have the 12 hour, perfect. Okay, so this is the same kind of volatility signature you're going to see come off the 3 day. You're going to see come off the 24 hour. This is a contraction phase in volatility. We actually might be seeing a pump right now. I need to get to those low time frames. This is a contraction volatility and it starts lifting it up. That is easy long, because it's not going to be hard it's going to be hard to flick it. All right. So there's a hidden bull div coming in on the 6 hour. Perfect. We're looking for an expansion phase in volatility. Problem is we're still in contraction phase, but the next 6 hour will more than likely want to print red because we're going to be zeroed, print red. And if these suckers are still hanging around in the positive correlation, it rips through, confirms the RO over here. And let's start getting on some VRE targets. Okay, perfect. So we haven't even used the VRE targets yet, and we have our other data that is confirming these levels. Okay, so this is our daily mean. So any action, right, to keep this nice and strong so that you can build those bull divs from the 6 hour up, 24 hour and all that shit, you want to get this 6 hour just below the daily mean, print the next one just above the daily mean, and then when this mean reverts, you want to be on the upside of the daily VRE, which can run you back into 23,294. All right, so you start closing below this red line, you can expect maybe a test down to 22410. Already been tested. So hidden bull divs is what we're going to find, but generally if it fails the structure at this red line, I'm looking for a tag at 2285. all right, and you fail below 2285, any one of these lines, 20 grand, $20,600, $18,960. So any failure below said red line, those are the targets I'll be looking for. But given that the upside, the higher term time frames are kicking up, this is beautiful. So we have some, here's going to be a beautiful signature pulling through. So we have both of them moving in. Hopefully this sucker can fucking flick red whilst we're right here. That would be beautiful. As soon as this flicks red, that gets, okay, this is trying to confirm with that. This is currently sideways, which is still healthy because we just at a mean. We don't want to pump too fast too soon, because then you get easy bear div to scalp these works out. So you want 2 or 3 candles and then the rush through the level. Okay, so the 3 hours is looking bullish with the mean reversion to the upside. I'm getting quite excited to the upside. I just want to make sure that there isn't any nonsense that's going to screw me. So we know the 3 hour and the 6 hour, the 24 hour, the 3 day, the 5 day, and the 7 day, and the 21 day, they're all staying bullish from here. Danger Ranger. Okay, so we got to look for things that are going to defend the 90-minute breakdown structure, because that can easily kick us into complete opposite of our excitement to the upside. All right, there's a failure level again, which we've pulled out, 22530, but we'll throw on a VRE level, pull that off, make this big. All right, so as you can see, we're coming up into the daily mean over here, and that is tidy. Closes below here, not so good by the end of the day. Closes above here, be good. The smaller the variances in here, the easier it will be to stack the bull divs on previous historical volatility data. All right, keep a variance tidy. So this is the screenshot that you saw in the thumbnail, coming in smoking a mean. So we failed. This is the 45 minutes, so this is what I would use for intraday. These are my intraday targets. Come up, smoke 22950, and you can get stuck in this range, right? So that can be the variance to cap it off. If you fail this region over here, you're going to look for the cross at 2202 on the dot. And furthermore, you failed there, you're looking all the way back down to 21520. Okay, let's make this big so we can all see what's happening. Bull div, perfect. And we want to make sure that it is on the jammer. So that is perfect. Now, previous place of contention up here, this is the current range of a 45-minute pump. If it has the legs 22,989, so already pre-demarcated that region. And let's see if we get some continuation through on these suckers. Okay, so just on, okay, that target is in play now, 22,950. Close above this mean at 22,860, and it starts to look a little bit healthier for Bitcoin to carry on holding up to the upside, which is why we use math that talks together. As you can see, our daily VRE is just setting up for our targets. It's going to be a beautiful place for good trading. I hope you guys have a splendid day further. There's some 5 days, so maybe a little bit of a no short yet. So this might have the legs to get us up into this region on the 5-minute contraction. Volatility still in its trend. That doesn't matter that it's crossed. It just means that the up candle is going to be a little smaller. Okay, I hope this was helpful. And super zoom. Let's get some real shorting structure going here. And who's touched? So this is a previous level of contention. So let's make this big. And then we're done. We'll put back on the 7 day. And that's the general idea, right? We're trying to get above, we put it on this dot, trying to get above 22466. Get above there, you can look for continuation up into any one of those regions. Let's just do the top. Let's do something very stupid. So if it can break above 28,490, you're looking for an immediate test at the mean at 44235. Quick rush up. Any one of those levels is going to stop it. You fail this level, you remember we have targets at 19,858. It is Bitcoin, the last big quick little flush. What does that look like on percentages? We'll just call it from the top down. Yeah, 16%. 16% move. It fails from there, fails from here. What do we got? I can't see, man. 12-ish percent, 13%. If this was valuable, please do like and subscribe. African Crypto Warlord, out.